All right, so looks like we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning to everyone, or afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're tuning in. My name is Vince, and I just want to welcome you to this presentation of Novedge's Best of the Best webinar series. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. We're very excited to not only present real-time 3D collaboration with CadFaster Collaborate, but to have Tuomas Holma and Antti Toiviainen presenting with us. Just a little background on the two of them. Thomas is the VP of Marketing and Service for CadFaster and is currently based in the UK. Prior to joining CadFaster, he worked for 10 years in China in the field of medical imaging. He earned his master's degree in construction management from his native country of Finland. And then a quick little background on Antti. He worked for 8 years with the CadFaster guys as a software test specialist. Last fall, he started as a sales engineer for CadFaster. He received his bachelor's administration degree from Finland as well and is currently working on his master's degree. So needless to say, both these guys are truly well qualified, and we're really blessed to have them on board with us. Thomas is going to speak for about the next 40 minutes or so. During that time, everyone will be in listen-only mode, but please feel free to send any questions into the question box. We'll get to them at the end. We'll open it up for a Q&A. We will be recording this webinar, so if there's anything that you're confused about, it will be recorded and we will make it available to you for free. And at the end, I'll talk more about how you can get to the webinar. But with having said that, I want to jump right into what Thomas and Antti have to say. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, I'm going to switch it over, and we'll go ahead and get things started.
All right, so thanks, Vince, for the introduction. And I'm Tuomas, and I'll be talking most of the time. And Antti is in Finland, and he's controlling the live demo. I am actually based in the UK. So we'll start a quick slideshow first. It takes about 7 minutes and gives a little bit of the background, and then we'll go straight into the live demo. So CadFaster is a company from Finland, and we've been working on collaboration tools for the past 2 years within this company. And we do have a product called CadFaster QuickStep as well, which has over 300,000 downloads in the past 2 years. So it has proven that our core technology is pretty solid and well liked. But now we are concentrating on the collaboration tools, and the reason we are doing that is that we believe that there are a lot of 3D CAD or people working in the 3D CAD area that cannot currently access the 3D models as they would like for the collaboration purposes. So we think there are at least 5 times of the CAD engineers, the number of the people who would like to access the models at least 5 times the number of CAD engineers. So CadFaster Collaborate was introduced about a few months ago in March, and it enables the real-time collaboration without the need of installing any software. Most of the collaboration solutions at the moment, they require installation of viewers. So we have a format-free 3D file sharing. And of course, we believe that our core 3D technology is pretty solid and fast. So how does it work? CadFaster Collaborate is essentially a plugin for your 3D CAD software so that you can save your model for Windows users as an exe, and for mobile users such as iOS users, it will be as a database on the cloud. And here you can see an example of our user interface. So it is we tried to make it very simple and in a way that non-experienced users could join the collaboration. Here is an example of markup threads that people have created there. So we will have a look at these in the live demo in more detail, but we try to create a very easy to use and a kind of a social experience of discussing the models. And the new thing in addition to the multi-user real-time annotations is the so-called co-viewing capability. So more than 10 users can look at the model together, so that one of them in turn is the host and others are following the viewing. And here is a comparison to some other technologies used in the collaboration field, and we believe that we are quite comprehensive and we are pretty strong in the mobile collaboration field, which we believe will be very important in the future. And here are some reviews from various magazines. AEC magazine developed 3D, and the latest from Catalyst, and they gave us a highly recommended tag, which we are very pleased of. And also we have some nice users already, mainly in the AEC area, some also in the MCAD area. Here is an example of testimonial from Arup Associates, a very large engineering company here, based in the UK, and they like it for real-time reviews, because they are they have locations all over the world, so they need good tools for collaboration. And the latest thing we can talk about is our iPad app, which really transforms our solution to and shows the mobility and the capabilities in the mobile environments. And here are just some examples that we envision might be quite useful in the mobile area. For example, just to be able to do the design reviews anywhere, anytime, to move to the site or client meetings with your considering also other platforms such as the Android, for example. And here is just an example of something that could be realized in the mobile app as well. Would be some kind of sequence, perhaps for installation or for the follow-up of what's happening on site. So reviewing the status, giving instructions, and this all of this can happen in real time, because the app on iPad and on the designer's desktop can talk to each other in real time. So you can get real-time instructions. And here is just 2 slides about the principle that we use in the iPad app. So we upload the model to our cloud database and then optimize it for the use. There is another slide showing the principle that we are able to, of course, use a lot of processing power in the cloud when it comes to the mobile apps, and we can bring any size, virtually any size model, and visualize it on the iPad. Use cases first from the AEC industry. This one's more from the plant design. It was created in MicroStation, and the third one is from SolidWorks, Harley-Davidson model there. So that's the brief introduction, and I think we'll jump right into the live demo. And what we thought that we'll first show you how the add-in works. So we'll go to Revit perhaps first and have a look at the export process there. So here is the building model inside Revit, and Ant is just now clicking on the add-ins tab, and he finds a tab there called CadFaster, and as he clicks that, it opens a Save As dialog. And the only format that you can save in is the CadFaster exe, and he can change the name for the exported file. And now as he clicks the Save button, the model is compressed. We bring only the visualization data over at this point to the exe, and at the end we obviously embed the mobile viewer to it. So and the advantage of our technology is that the file size will be very, very small, and for example the viewer part is only about 4.5 megabytes, and that also allows us to bring this solution on mobile platforms. Of course, here the process was by the way finished, and now Antti can click on Open exe just to verify that the translation process was done correctly. So this opens our interface. So it's an executable file which you can run on any Windows computer or laptop or any Windows device, and start collaborating. And here you can also see briefly our interface. We will go into more detail just pretty soon, so we can close this now. We just verified that the translation was correct. So perhaps we can look at the SolidWorks part as well. And here is RC car in SolidWorks interface, and here you can find the translate to exe button as well, and it would save the very same translation process. But we will not do it here just to save some time, but we will later look at the exe created from this model. So yes, maybe we can go back to the building model as an exe. So now Antti clicks on his desktop and a file which is really a portable exe. So without installing anything, he can now view this model. Okay, SolidWorks crashes, but that's fortunately not our fault. But okay, now this is the exe. So we tried to show how easy it is to navigate even for non-experienced CAD users. So Antti is in the perspective mode, so he can rotate and zoom the model in this mode, and it's really I would say take in a matter of minutes. Non-experienced user can learn to use this interface. And as you can see, we bring all the details from the Revit model over to this exe. So for example, measurements will be accurate here. And here Antti can show, for example, the ability to select some elements and hide them or make them transparent. So as he clicks on an element, we can see on the left hand side the feature tree. It highlights the element and the ID brought over from the Revit. So we can see that it's a precast structural frame. And if he clicks on the second mouse button, he can then see a menu where he can either hide or make it transparent. So if we hide it, we can then see some other structures behind. So that this one was made transparent. So you can really create some specific views in here. Also, when thinking about markups, when you need to reveal some views to mark up things that you are interested in, you can really manipulate the views. Well, I think from the navigation we could still take a look at the walk mode. Fly mode is perhaps better for the mechanical model. So we'll try the walk mode, which is really the easiest way for non-experienced users to navigate into the building model, because you can use the arrow keys as in some games to navigate into the model. And this is really changing our viewpoint so that we can enter the building and go inside the rooms. And for example, to change the level, you just hold the shift key while you are clicking on the up and down arrow keys, and you can change the level. And so here perhaps we can enter one of the rooms and have a look there. And perhaps just to show the markup capabilities, maybe you could, Antti, add some markup in this room. So it is very, very easy, because you just have to click on some element or object. So here it's a TFT monitor, and click on the add comment button in the toolbar, and now we can see that the markup shows the time and the date when it's made, and it gives the name of the person. So can we add one more computer? And as Antti clicks on the OK, on the green tick symbol, the markup is uploaded to the cloud. So we don't save the markups locally, because that would make them non-accessible to others. So we save them in the cloud platform, and everyone else can see them in real time. So for example, I have this same model open on my computer, so I could add an answer here. You cannot see my screen now, but I will just shortly answer it. So now it should be there. So Antti can go back, and yeah, he can see that I have already replied. So we believe this multi-user real-time annotation or markup system is really something new, and it is really allows the fast responses for these markups. And now Antti is showing the ability to change the comment status, so he can put it, for example, to completed. So it turns to green symbol, and we can then consider it done. And you can also see on the left hand side that under annotations in the tree there are 4 annotations there, and by just clicking them, the person can see the view that they were created in, and they can take part in the discussion. But perhaps we can still have a look at the other features that the user interface has, and we can, for example, look at the measurement and section views, dynamic section views. So now Antti has come back to the perspective view, and perhaps we can look at the measurement capabilities first. So just by choosing the measure tool and clicking on the first point and releasing at the second point, we can get an accurate measurement of objects. So here, for example, here it's 2.9 feet, the width of the door frame. And we also get the dx, dy, and dz. And then maybe next the section viewing, which is really of course useful especially in this kind of building model to be able to see at different levels. And here Antti starts moving the section plane and reveals the second floor rooms. And zooming in here. And we'll be moving to the next tool there, which is the Viewports. And with this you can create a number of different views from the same model, so for your review purposes. And for example, you can hide elements in one view and then zoom in and rotate and things like that. And perhaps we move on to the only setting that we have here in our tool, which is the performance slider, where in case that your performance is a bit bad, or the frame rate is getting low, then you can go for the best performance end of the slider, where you lose some detail when you look at models from the distance, but as you zoom in, you will get all the details back. So, but this really improves the frame rate on your system if you are running these models on a laptop. For example, I can tell that I converted a full stadium, sports stadium, into an EXE, and it was a really big model. And on my old laptop, it was running only at about 1 frame per second. But as I moved this performance slider, I was able to at least get a couple of frames more. So it made it a bit more convenient. On my MacBook Pro, it was anyway running at about 30 frames per second still. So the customer was pretty amazed of that, because in the original CAD tool, it was not actually running at all at that size. And yes, I think we have gone through all of the main functions, as this is really supposed to be a simple tool, so we don't have too many functions here. But we'll look at the special feature being the co-viewing. And so for that, Antti should actually open two windows or 2 instances of the same model, and open them side by side. And so now we have 2 instances of the same model. So here we are kind of demonstrating the case where there would be multiple viewers that have opened the model, and now they decide to look at something together. They decide to look at the markups together and make some conclusions on those discussions. So now Antti goes to the Collaborate toolbar and clicks on Host Session. So now everyone who has the model open, including myself here, gets the invite. Do you want to join the session? So now the host, which is the left-hand side model, or the person there, will see that there's Tuomas at Swindon and Antti at Oulu available. There could be over 10 people joining this session. So if Antti starts the session, we will see on the top left-hand corner of the window that there's a co-viewers tree, and Antti is there as the chairman, his symbol is German, and then another Antti is client, and the second client is Tuomas. And now we can, by the way, the right hand side window, you can see Antti's, the host's mouse moving there as well. And for example, from here I can click on the my model, and the host can see my name and arrow, so we can point at things to the host. Other than that, naturally we would normally have a voice connection, maybe by Skype or a phone call, so that we can also talk about the things that we see. But now as Antti starts to navigate the model on the left hand side, the clients should follow pretty much in the same time. Now of course there may be a slight delay caused by the network, but it should be pretty smooth anyway. And actually for the control of the co-viewing, we are using very little bandwidth, as everyone is running the model right on their own computer, so they can utilize the full graphics power of their computer. But we are only sending the translational data over the internet, so the bandwidth usage is really low, just about 10 kilobytes per second. So actually it's normally much smoother than this, but perhaps the GoToMeeting is using quite a bit of Antti's bandwidth at the moment. So now, for example, Antti can open the annotations tree and click on one of the markups or annotations, and then it will open the same view for all viewers in the co-viewing session, so that we can discuss the thread and perhaps make some conclusion. And Antti will be able to also conclude the discussion, as the host is able to still record to the thread. And I wonder if Antti is still there. There seems to be a bit of a lag. Antti, are you there? Can you click on the annotation? Okay. Maybe something has gone wrong, but right now he's coming back. Yeah, maybe he went for a cup of coffee or something. But yes, there's a small delay here now. So Antti has already the host has already the markup view on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side client should follow to the same view. And normally this happens in a matter of milliseconds, but now it's more like seconds or tens of seconds. I think it's some network.
Yeah, we're having a couple connection issues right now. I think it's through GoToMeeting, but it looks like it's corrected itself, so it should be getting back to normal.
Okay, but you can still hear me, right?
Yep.
All right. So I think we can try this Antti with the other mechanical model as well, and we'll see how the network affects the viewing, because there's some viewing modes that we didn't go through here. So we can try whether the SolidWorks model is any smoother. I think the network is slow at the moment. So we do the same here. So Antti opens 2 instances of this exe, and I have it open on my computer as well. And Antti clicks on host session. I got an invite. I click join, and the person on the right hand side clicks join. So there's again 2 co-viewers and the host. So starting the co-viewing session, again you can see Antti is the host, another Antti is the client, and Tuomas second client. And here Antti started to navigate. Perhaps here we can try to show the fly mode as well, although we can see that the network is pretty slow at the moment. But let's try. Let's give it a try. So the fly mode really gives you the freedom of navigating to any viewpoint in the model and pretty quickly as well. And this could be nice for some presentations as well, provided that your network is faster than today. But yeah, well, anyway, now we are moving, and we can, for example, fly into inside the model here, and well, the network is still slow, so but I think you get the principal idea. So I think we can start to wrap up this demo, as we have used almost 30 minutes already. So maybe following this fly mode navigation, I can give the microphone back to Vince, and he can go to the Q&A.
Yep. So far there aren't any questions. If anyone out there wants to put some in right now, we could start to get to as many as time allows.
Maybe I can just quickly tell a bit about the iPad app. So it's
Yeah,
really
that'd be
now
great.
in our testing. In our testing, and we'll be submitting it to Apple for review sometime next week. And so it should be coming out hopefully in the middle of July. So it will allow you to do all the things that you have seen here on your iPad. And the cool thing about it is, or perhaps a couple of cool things is, first of all, you'll be able to combine all of your models into one interface. So let's say you are a designer who has several models out there for review, and you want to follow up the markup. So then you can do that in one interface on your iPad. So when you are traveling outside the office, you can still in real time follow up on the markup threads and take the required action as needed. And the second thing is that you can bring models from various CAD programs to the same iPad interface. So at the moment we have Autodesk Revit, Bentley MicroStation, and SolidWorks add-ins ready, and we are working on ArchiCAD add-in. So you'll have four sources for your models, or you can use 4 CAD platforms to export your models to iPad for collaboration. So that's pretty cool for people who work in projects where there are multiple platforms. Of course, at this point, it's mainly for AEC industry, but in the future we'll be looking at expanding to multiple platforms, or adding more platforms to our portfolio. But we are still a pretty small company, so probably do that only as there is customer demand, and we'll see where the most of the demand comes from. But for the time being, we have most of our customers are in the AEC industry, and with the SolidWorks add-in we are now, and especially with the iPad app, we are gathering feedback from the MCAD users as well and seeing how they respond to this type of tool. Yes, so back to Vince. Are there any questions so far?
No, none so far. I don't know if anyone wants to shoot one in real quick before we wrap things up. Here we go. We got one. Will you be able to turn on and off layers in the iPad app? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good question. So in the first version that we release in July, we will not have the feature tree as presented in this Windows exe. But you will have the ability to hide and make elements transparent one by one. So by clicking and tapping and holding an object in the iPad app, you can get a menu where you can turn individual objects off or transparent. And you will also have the ability to measure there, and you will have the ability to have a dynamic section view while in this co-viewing session. So in the first version, you cannot create dynamic section views from the iPad app itself, but if you are joining a co-viewing session such as we see here, you'll be still able to see the dynamic sections. But we will be able to add more functionality to the iPad app in the coming releases, so we just want to get the first one out there and start gathering some feedback. So I think it's pretty cool already in the first version, but obviously we will develop it further.
Okay. Another question here. If two people in different offices have a copy of the model as an exe file, how do these files maintain a connection via the cloud? Is some cloud-based configuration required?
Yeah, no configuration required. We wanted to make it really simple. So as long as you have an exe, it knows the connection through the cloud. So it has a unique ID which was created for it, and the cloud platform or our software in the cloud is able to push the required information to this exe automatically without any configuration.
Okay, and then here's another one. Is there a way to measure area in the CadFaster exe file?
No, not at the moment. The only measurement that we have is this simple line measurement, and that's one of the areas that we will develop further. So we will have a third release for this year in September. So our second release will be the July release, where we will enable the cloud export and the iPad use. And the third release in September, we will be improving some of the navigation or adding some navigation options, as we have already received some feedback about the navigation. So we will be adding more options there.
Okay.
So keep if people just please download our trial from our website and then give us some feedback, and we'll be really listening to you what you guys want.
Okay, sounds good. We don't have any other questions right now. Here we go. One just came in. Could we insert Rhino files?
Well, not yet, but we have talked with Rhino or the company developing Rhino, and they are pretty cool guys, and they are very open to cooperation with other software companies, and they really encouraged us to develop it. But so we'll see when we have the resources. I have to go back to the resource issue, so we are a pretty small company. But if there's customer demand, and I think there already is some, so we might just make an add-in for Rhino maybe, within this year. I can't promise more than that.
Okay, cool. And then how much does the Revit export plugin cost?
Please check the Novedge website. Novedge is our reseller in the US. So just by going to the Novedge website, I don't know their latest offer. They normally have the best price in the world. So
yeah, we'll match any price too. So if you find one that's a little cheaper, let us know.
yeah.
I'll talk more about us and Novedge as soon as we're done with the Q&A.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anyone else wanted to get a quick question in before we wrap things up?
I'll just quickly add something which I forgot. So the iPad app will be free as well. So
okay, cool.
If you just want to try it out, we'll be putting some demo models into the app. So you can initially just look at them and have a try. And then if you want to export your own models to the iPad app, you can just get a free trial from our site and have a go for 14 days.
Okay, so sounds good. I'm going to switch the screen back over to mine, and we'll wrap things up here. Okay, so I just want to thank you guys for that presentation. It was really fascinating. I want to thank everyone who attended, all of you out there, for joining us for this presentation of Novedge's Best of the Best webinar series. Just a little background on us at Novedge, in case you're unfamiliar. We're the leading online design software superstore. Not only do we have the best prices around, as Thomas mentioned, but our staff is awesome. You can call, chat with us at any time. I'd also like to draw your attention to a bit of info that is a benefit to you as CAD users. We here at Novedge love to go above and beyond for the design community. We've created several communities to foster the collaboration and coordination between design professionals. One such community, Wiki Cad, as you can see on your screen here, is a great resource for all of you. If you're not already a member, it's free and easy to sign up. When you do, you gain instant access to all the latest information, trends, news, videos, tutorials. This webinar will be made available online there that you can view for free. It's basically all things CAD, so it's a great resource for anyone who's using any type of CAD software. So yeah, having said all that, is there anything, Auntie and Thomas, you guys want to add here at the end?
Well, perhaps just to encourage everyone to try out our software. As I said, there's a free trial, and also please check the iPad app once it comes out.
Okay, so
thank you, Vince.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, my email's on the screen right there, vince@novedge.com. We enjoyed having you guys, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Thank you all.
All right, take care, everyone.